I ngā maunga, whakahi o te motu, tēnā koutou katoa. Good evening. A review of how tsunami alerts are issued is being carried out after a powerful earthquake triggered an alarm this morning.
We first brought you news of the quake on breakfast. It measured 7.6 and was just 20 kilometres deep. It hit near the Kermadec Islands, 1,100 kilometres northeast of New Zealand. Shortly, we'll look at the mixed warning messages from the authorities. But first, let's go live to Amy Kelly in Auckland for the latest. Amy.
Well, Simon, the latest really is boaties beware. We may not have had a tsunami today, but we have had strong currents and unpredictable sea behaviour as a result of this morning's earthquake. I'm at the Coast Guard's Auckland-based Communications Centre, and this 24/7 team, as you can see, have been monitoring the tidal situation around New Zealand throughout the day and making regular marine broadcasts. It's a situation they'll have to stay across for another 2 to 3 days yet. The waters of Tutukaka Marina rapidly rising. Boats heed the harbour master's advice and head for deeper waters. The threat of a tsunami still very real.
The first notification we had was at about 7:15 this morning, and at about 7:45 the tsunami siren went off.
Right around the country, people were waking to news of a big quake in the Kermadecs.
Yes, in breaking news, within the past half hour, there have been reports of a major earthquake near the Kermadec Islands.
Its epicentre just 12 kilometres from Raoul Island. We talked with a Kiwi dock team member there via Skype.
Tim the mechanic was looking out the window and said he could see aerials and trees shaking. I was at the hostel where we live, and the building was rattling around quite a bit, but nothing was falling off shelves and stuff.
Civil Defence activated its bunker in the Beehive and issued a tsunami threat advisory. But just 90 minutes later...
Right, so we have just issued a cancellation for the national warning.
People still reported minor tidal surges of up to half a metre in the Bay of Islands and 30 centimetres in Auckland's Waitemata Harbour.
Can push the vessel, of course, especially in narrow channels close to rocks, and in those kinds of situations. You can be heading in one direction and suddenly find yourself heading in another. Changing
currents could create havoc for some time yet.
Currents such as this in the past for events of this size, around the 7 to 8 magnitude, have carried on for a number of days afterwards.
So any threat to land may have passed, but the danger at sea remains real.
All right, Amy, you've been talking to those in the know. What sort of advice are they giving to boaties?
Well, the Coast Guard says where boaties will really get into trouble is in tight spots, so it wants people to be extra cautious when entering or exiting marinas, passing under bridges or passing through channels. And it's not just this tsunami alert that's created the sense of danger. There's also high winds and large swells forecast for much of the country.
In Auckland, Amy Kelly, thank you very much.
The Pacific Tsunami Warning Centre in Hawaii says it's now likely to drop the word warning from its tsunami alerts. It concedes the language is too alarmist. Civil Defence has told One News reporter Daniel Faitawa it's better to rely on its emergency assessment anyway.
When the 7.6 quake hit, the Pacific Tsunami Centre in Hawaii issued a warning. A tsunami had formed. Here in New Zealand, experts were more cautious.
You know a rough size and a rough location, you don't know what kind of earthquake it is, and you don't really know whether it's generated a tsunami or not.
Even so, National Civil Defence went on high alert.
We advise public to take the precautionary route and stay out of the water.
As local experts analysed the data, the potential threat was downgraded. But there seem to be mixed messages from Civil Defence and the Pacific Tsunami Centre.
We, as the Ministry of Civil Defence and Emergency Management, issues the official statement for New Zealand, not Pacific Tsunami Warning Centre. Them using the word warning is really the problem. We want to get them not to do that, rather just express their information in terms of what they know, but not, put countries under warning.
A review is now underway to streamline processes and communications. That review is also aware of criticism over Civil Defence response times in the past.
At the moment we are classifying from a tsunami, but we are classifying those at the moment as rumour. We haven't got them confirmed. That doesn't mean it's not
right, we've spoken to people in Samoa, and it's much more than rumour. They're running for their lives, and they've seen people washed away.
But the message right now seems to be no one knows our waters like Civil Defence, so they should be the final word on threats and warnings around our coast. Daniel Faitawa, One News.